It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast, starring yours truly, Lydell Dinero. You already know what it is. Season 4 in full effect. Episode 261 in full effect. Let me act like I know how to talk early in this episode so I can convey what I want to say. But yeah, let's get right into it, baby. You already know what it is. Hope you guys are ready for a new full packed episode of the Best of Bias Podcast. You know what I'm saying? I'm back this week. You thought I wasn't going to be here, huh? You thought I was going to forget about y'all? Nah. We got a lot to talk about because your boy won fantasy football this week, so he's feeling a little jolly. You know what I'm saying? So we got plenty of stuff to talk about this week. Fantasy football, NFL, basketball just started. I saw Tron Legacy, the season finale of Task. I got some stuff to talk about with y'all, so I hope you guys are ready for some Best of Bias, and I'm ready to give y'all some bias if you're ready to take it. Take that. So let's get right into it. Firstly, how you guys doing today? Whatever day you're listening to this podcast, hopefully it's a relaxing day. Hopefully you're somewhere listening to the podcast where you can relax, kick your feet up. This is the podcast for you. First time being here, welcome. You know what we do here if you've been here before, but for those who are new, let me let you know what we do here. At the Best of Bias Podcast, we're not like your typical podcast really talk about this niche thing in a certain quadrant of the podcast sphere. No, we do it all. Whatever you guys want to talk about, whatever your bias is, but we're not going too crazy, you feel me, on some shit, don't take it too far. But bring your bias to the table, and whatever that is, we may be talking about it, whether it be sports, pop culture, movies, all that stuff's encompassed in pop culture, but you know what I mean? Cooking, history, superheroes, anime. We talk a little bit about everything here, so you'll never want to miss a pod because you never know what we're talking about. If it's popular in pop culture right now, we're probably going to be talking about it. You know what I'm saying? So welcome to the Best of Bias Podcast. I am your host, Lydell Dinero. Family, you guys that are here all the time every week. This pod drops every week. Friday, if you're nasty, Saturday. But I'm trying to get a little bit more on a constant base because I want to get back to, reviewing all the games, giving you guys scores, thoughts, breakdowns, and everything like that. But for everybody that's new, welcome. We break it up, but during October or November and the sports equinox, I like to call it, a lot of people like to call it, where baseball playoffs is going, basketball, football, hockey, all gets going at the same time. Fantasy football. It's going to be a lot of sports talk going on. I do, of course, hear about the pop culture, and I call it cinema corner when I talk about movies and TV shows. I get to that stuff towards the end, so bear with me. But in the beginning, I like to get out all the sports and let people know how I feel about my teams, talk about their teams, give some predictions on sports, and you'll see. You'll hear now. So let's get right to it. But again, hopefully everybody's doing well. Hopefully the week wasn't too stressful. But it's going to get a lot better no matter how good or how bad it was. It's about to get 10 times better listening to this podcast, your favorite podcast of the fall. It's cuffing season, so grab your significant other, pull up, throw on the podcast. Whether you're on a long drive, going to the gym, just chilling, doing some household work, this is a podcast for you. So let's get right into that shit, shall we? Let's get right into it. What do we start with this week? So I think I started with the NFL, man. Week 7, I did give some predictions last week. Let me make sure I have these papers matched up. Steelers and Cincinnati. Yeah. So I gave my predictions last week, and we already know how the Week 7 games turned out. So let's go ahead and try to match them up. So starting with the Thursday night football game, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, and the what they call it, the Icy Hot Bowl with Aaron Rodgers versus Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco went crazy, man. Looking like Joe Burrow out there. Not quite, but he was there letting the ball go. Chase had 1,000,000 yards. Higgins was able to get some catches. Everybody thought, the Steelers are coming in 4-1, rolling. The defense was rolling. Aaron Rodgers was showing out. And Cincinnati had a really bad defense, so they thought the Steelers would just come in and roll and it'd be just another game. But No, Joe Flacco recently traded from the Browns, just came in, just quick release and everything. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is a couple of inches of separation between Chase or Higgins, or just a little bit of space. If you throw the ball up there, they'll go get it, and they can make a lot of plays after the catch. And you saw what they can do when given a chance. Jake Browning wasn't doing nothing. He was just turning the ball over constantly. Chase Brown was non-existent. Um, so it's a little something different, a little change of pace. The receivers are getting involved, which is going to open up the running game for Chase Brown. So we might see a little bit of a different Cincinnati Bengals, but who knows with that division, with all the quarterbacks being hurt. But I got this one wrong, of course, because nobody could have expected that. I predicted the Steelers are going to win, but Cincinnati won 33-31. The Sunday games we had in London, the Jaguars against the Rams. The Rams whooped on the Jaguars 35-7. I predicted the Rams are going to win this game, but I didn't think it was going to be like that. Jaguars couldn't do anything. It was kind of ridiculous. The good point about the game though, Travis Hunter is actually getting some targets and catches. He's on my fantasy team in 2 leagues. So him getting started and him becoming a number 1 target for Trevor Lawrence after it seemed as though Brian Thomas Jr. got hurt. He was laboring the whole game. After every play, he would be holding his shoulder, and then after a while, it looked like he did end up hurting his shoulder. So we'll see what happens with them. The Rams win and advance to go 5-2. New Orleans versus the Bears. The Bears are on a roll. They won 26-14. I definitely predicted the Bears to win, so you even got to check that. But the Bears are doing their thing, man. They're lucking up and getting some easy teams to play against early. So I think that's giving them a little bit of advantage to get right, because their schedule's kind of light. I think they're at last place in their division, so I think they may have a last place schedule. So that's good for Caleb and Ben Johnson and company. But they're looking good, man. They have some weapons there. They just have to establish an identity. Stop trying to put everything all on Caleb. Trust the running game. Trust the weapons they have. Get that short game popping. Do some of the shit that he did when he was with the Lions or something like that. You know what I mean? Make sure that you get your guys in position to be successful, and you have gadget plays and scheme ability to make that happen. So I believe in them. But don't overhype them. 4 games in a row against bad teams. It's 4 games in a row, I'm not gonna lie. But hey, don't lose your money trying to bet it all on the team that you think is what they may not be quite yet. Miami at Cleveland. Cleveland won 31-6. I thought the Dolphins were going to win this game for some reason. I guess it turns out that Tua is just really bad. I thought after Tyreek Hill left, there would be a little bit more kumbaya with the team, but no, Tua still at meetings calling out players for not showing up to players only meetings. He looks like a leader that the team doesn't necessarily want at this time. They may be ending up picking up a quarterback early in the next draft, and moving on from Tua. And maybe Tua could find a team that's a warm weather team or a team in a dome and perform better than he is in Miami. Because I don't think they're going to let go of McDaniels. So I think and they're going to lose Tyreek Hill next year too. So I think they should just restart, trade some pieces to get as many draft picks as possible, start with a new quarterback and ship Tua somewhere that he can be successful in a place where it needs a quarterback. Maybe Minnesota, maybe who else? I mean, not the Browns, because that's a shit show over there. Maybe the Steelers after Aaron Rodgers leaves, if he decides to retire. You never know. I mean, I guess Steelers isn't a warm weather team, but still, we'll see. Miami's just going downhill. They're terrible. Kansas City versus the Raiders. There's not really much to talk about in this one. I did predict the Kansas City was going to win this one. I don't know how Kansas City is looking up and getting all these easy games. Now they're going to play Washington without Jaden Daniels and end up going 5-3. If the Buccaneers lose, which I don't think we're going to lose, we play the Saints and we go 5-3 in the. I'm not even going to talk about that. I'm not going to wood and just it's not going to happen. Anyways, the Chiefs beat the Raiders. Luckily, the Broncos won in their game, and the Chargers did as well. So the division's kind of clustered at the top over there at the NFC or AFC West. But I think the Chargers did beat the Chiefs, and the Broncos I don't think have played them yet. But we'll see what happens there. But that division's looking pretty good, just like the NFC West. The West teams out there is balling. But yeah, the Raiders they're just still terrible. Who else we have next? Minnesota versus the Eagles. Jalen Hurts rebounded, man. After losing to the Giants, he had something to prove. People are down his throwing abilities. People are down the team's cohesiveness. People always got something to say when it comes to Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. So he went out there and proved himself. That's the thing I like about Jalen Hurts. Whenever somebody doubts him, whenever somebody challenges his ability, he goes out there, works harder, and proves it. And that's what he did. I think between Devonta Smith and AJ Brown this game, they had like 400 yards almost. AJ Brown 2 touchdowns, Devonta Smith 1 touchdown. They were eating, and the balls were on point. Pause. They're on the dot. You know what I'm saying? They on the run, perfect in spots where the receivers can make plays, and it showed. Man, he has it in him. Sometimes he doesn't have to. Maybe the game doesn't look too pretty because of all the tush pushes they're able to do. Saquon may not be the same player as last year, but if they do need to pass, they're proving that they can get the ball in the air. And this, I mean, hopefully this satisfies AJ Brown and Devonta Smith and gives them belief in their quarterback that they can make stuff happen. And though they may not be getting the ball, getting 200 yards every game, it's still a winning formula. And I feel like if it, I don't know, I think it's take a woosah. I think they like the nobody believes in us story and everybody hates us thing. Yeah, I think that's a motivation for them to try to get back to the Super Bowl. So I don't think it's as deep as everybody makes it from the outside looking in. It's a team. They love each other. Families fight, and just stay out of their business really. But I guess in this business, you have to be in their business. But Eagles win, beat Minnesota 28-22. The Panthers beat the New York Jets 13-6. The Panthers are 4-3 right now. How did this happen? I don't know. Again, another team that was in last place last year. Were they in the last place? Saints might have been in last place, but excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. I'm a little flimmy inside stuff, so I sound a little stuffed up. But either way, Dave Canales has Bryce Young and the Panthers sitting at 4-3. I think Bryce Young is hurt though, and they play the Bills this week, so I think they may be dropping to 4-4 really soon. But right now, they're better than the Jets, Miami, and some of these other teams that are just garbage out of nowhere. Was supposed to have promising futures with Justin Fields being added and Tua in another year with Mike McDaniels. Last year before was a disaster. Turn it on this year and everything will be different. It's just another year of disaster for both teams. I feel bad for Justin Fields because I feel like he's been put in bad situations to teams that aren't very good. Last year he did well with a team with a good defense that was able to keep him afloat. But over at the Bears, they had no offense and no defense and no help for them. And then on the Jets now, it's a sinking ship all the time. And they're just having quarterbacks go over there to be holdovers. And those holdover quarterbacks are going to get the grunt of the media, of the New York media, and all the weight of the organization is going to fall on them and be blamed on them. Though, when they go to other places, they end up to be more successful. AKA Aaron Rodgers, Sam Darnold, to name a few. But I feel like Justin Fields isn't going to get another chance after this, unfortunately. But I feel like he should, though. I feel like he should. But these owners are impatient and they want everything to be good now. And if you don't give that to them, they're ready to move on to save face. So that's what they're probably going to do. Let me see. Dolphins, I got wrong. Bears, I was right about. Chiefs, right about. Let's see. And the Jets and the Carolina Panthers, no, I was wrong because I ain't never going for the Panthers. New England at Tennessee. New England won 31-13. They had me scared at the beginning because Cam Ward went out there, threw a touchdown pass. I was like, oh my God, I picked up their defense, the Patriots defense. Why is it this week that you guys want to play sorry? But after that first drive, they corrected the ship. Drake May is out there looking like an MVP candidate. I think they're 4-3 as well. Patriots, after 2 seasons of being down in the dumps, Vrabel's coming over there, having the defense playing better. Drake May, Stephon Diggs, Kayvon Booty, I don't know how to pronounce it, but either way, Booty looking nice. Out there grabbing touchdowns. And they can make noise, man. Ramondre Stevenson needs to stop fumbling. Trevion Henderson, I don't know what happened to him, but yeah, man, they looking good. Keep it up, Patriots. But yeah, Patriots win 31-13. Who did I pick in that one? I did pick the Patriots to win. They definitely covered. It was a 7-point spread, so they definitely covered on that. Then we had the Broncos versus Giants, which was probably one of the most entertaining games of the day. The Broncos sucked the first half of the game. maybe first 3 quarters of the game, Bo Nix looked terrible. And of course, I have him and Sutton in fantasy starting. You know what I mean? I'm just down. I'm just like, fuck, bro. Bo Nix, I'm supposed to be representing for you. You're an Oregon guy. I'm supposed to be representing no matter what. And you come out here and lay an egg like this. I need to win every game in fantasy to stay in the runnings. And if I lose this game and you guys lose to the Giants, bruh, Jackson Dart, Scatterboo and company, Theo Johnson, Wandale Robinson, that defensive front, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, what's brother's name? Abdullah, is his name? What was his brother's name that got drafted out of Penn State last year? Or number 2, or was he number 1? Number 2. Anyways, I forgot his name, but you know who I'm talking about. Number 51, the rookie. They got that front with, Dexter Lawrence. They got a nice little front there. So they were putting up work. Putting the Broncos offense through the ringer. Whoa. Not really letting them score. Bo Nix was kind of shitting the bed again. So I was pretty worried throughout the whole thing. And then it comes down to the fourth quarter. I think it was like 19-0 the whole game until the fourth quarter. And then Bo Nix got it together. I went from hating this guy to thinking he's the best quarterback in the world. It was a crazy roller coaster of emotion. Again, Jackson Dart and Scatterboo and them were carving the Broncos up. This heralded defense up the whole game. And then all of a sudden, fourth quarter came around and they're like, nah, we don't get these stops. We're going to get some turnovers. Interception here. Bo Nix runs in a touchdown, throws a touchdown pass, then runs in another touchdown, then throws another touchdown pass. I'm like, brother, that's 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. 33 points in the fourth quarter. And it wasn't even that straight. It wasn't all that because after the comeback started and the Broncos were down and just about to come back, Jackson Dart goes in and scores a touchdown with like under a minute left. And that makes it like, I think that gives them how many points was that? That gives them the 32nd point. And then they're able to drive down the field and kick a game-winning field goal. The Broncos were to win the game. It was one of the craziest games. I'm not really doing any justice by how I explained it, but if you were watching the game, and if you had Bo Nix in fantasy, he ended up with 40 fantasy points. He went from expecting to have 12 fantasy points to having 40 in the blink of an eye in the fourth quarter. I respected the mess out of it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm starting you again against the Cowboys. I know it's hit or miss. You could fuck around and turn into a pumpkin again next week, but hey, Bo, I am forever grateful for what you did in that game. Yeah, 33-32. Because if I would have lost last week, bro, it would have been over big time. It would have been over big time. We'll talk a little bit about fantasy and how close I am to getting back in playoff contention in a minute, but, bruh. Excuse me. The Colts versus the Chargers, another crazy game, back and forth to the very end. Indianapolis has proven to be a force to be reckoned with, even though the Chargers did lose a lot of players already. Both running backs, both tackles, pieces on defense. Khalil Mack is just coming back from injuries. So they're trying to get their shit back together and start, Quinyon Judkins that's not Judkins. It's Quentin Johnston. Whew, these names. Is just coming back off an injury, so they got the receiving core healthy for the first time in a while. Keenan Allen going crazy, holding it down for Justin. Back and forth they go until the end. The Colts were able to pull it out. Who won that game? Yeah, the Colts were able to win 38-24. Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor and company, they're balling out, man. They're balling out. Nobody's seen this shit coming, and I definitely didn't expect it, but he's doing God's work right now. Indiana Jones, hold it down for Indianapolis, man. Indianapolis has been coming up in the last couple of years in sports, man. So shout out to them for holding it down for the state and doing their thing. Green Bay at the Arizona Cardinals. Packers win that game 27-23. Cardinals, for some reason, are sticking in games very long when they don't have Kyler Murray. It's kind of weird. Jacoby Brissett's holding it down and keeping them in the game a lot closer than I feel like Kyler Murray would for some reason. You know what I mean? It's wild. It's really wild to me. But, power to them. You know what I mean? Power to them, and hopefully they get right soon. They have players on the team, man. They have a good team over there. They just can't get it together. And they got the coordinator from the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to be, I don't know, man. I don't know what they're doing over there in Arizona. Arizona, Miami. those are two teams that got a bunch of weapons, but just can't get it together. I just don't know. I just don't know how that works. For the Cardinals, I didn't predict the Cardinals to win. I got the Packers in that one. I think freaking Michael Parsons had like 5 sacks by himself in that game. So yeah, that defense over there in the Packers is pretty good. The offense is still. Josh Jacobs is really good. It's just the receiving core. They have so many. I can't really claim them to be good. They have a whole bunch of okay receivers that can get open in space, I would say. But for them to be relied on for a playoff push, I'm not really sure. And Jordan Love, I haven't seen enough of Jordan Love to feel confident of him to make a strong playoff push quite yet. But I can wrong. I've been wrong before. Washington at Dallas. Dallas continues to ball offensively. George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb came back. They both showed out. Dak Prescott doing all he can to try to put himself in contention for the MVP race. So the record's not as good as some of the teams with quarterbacks in contention for MVP. Jonathan Taylor too, being the only other out of quarterback position actually in consideration, should be in consideration right now. But Dak Prescott's playing great. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy for him, man. A lot of his detractors and people were mad about the contract that he's getting, but he's proven that contract is looking like it's worth it, because a lot of quarterback play out there is looking really, 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 really minuscule. You know what I'm saying? A lot of development needs to happen. But Dak Prescott has been a stalwart for the Cowboys, always says the right thing, never demands trade requests, never really demands anything besides just wanting his money. And he's proven that signing him was the right thing to do. The offense, Javonte Williams' resurgence is crazy. The offensive line is blocking for him, getting the ball wherever it needs to be. Ferguson, yeah, he's doing good, man. We'll see how it looks against actually really good teams, because their defense is really susceptible to big plays and teams drive up and down the field on them offensively. You know what I mean? 'Cause I think they lost to the Panthers too, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? So you never know what you're really going to get with the Cowboys. So I don't know. I just feel like Dak should get a lot of credit for what's going on. I know Jerry Jones is back there patting himself on the back right now, but yeah, if that defense doesn't get better, then I can really go that far. But we're not getting that deep into it right now. The Cowboys did win 44-22, and the 49ers beat the Falcons 20-10. Of course, I predicted the Falcons to beat the 49ers to beat the Falcons, because I never want the Falcons to win a game ever, 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 ever. Even injury riddled, the 49ers keep finding ways to win. And that's really admirable, even though they lost to us. You know what I'm saying? We were just a little bit better than these suckers they playing, because they have a really easy schedule for some reason. I don't know why. But they keep getting it done, man. Mac Jones, they're super targeting McCaffrey. Every play he gets the ball over and over and over and over. It's like, bro, he gets like 30, 40 touches a game. It's kind of wild. I don't understand how it's actually possible, but it's happening. Sorry, I'm watching the games over here. It's the NBA opening week, I should say. The Mavericks are playing the Spurs. Some good young talent out there, man. Some really good young talent out there. It's gonna be a good season. It's gonna be a good season. I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, 49ers beat the Falcons, thank the Lord. Buccaneers lose to the Detroit Lions. Let me talk about this real quick. Yeah, we lost. Our injuries caught up to us, especially Mike just coming back from his injuries. He went out with a broken clavicle and a concussion in the first quarter, I believe, on a deep ball from Baker. Our offense was off all day. Baker couldn't really hit our receivers and hasn't been in tune with them like he has been all season. He was just slightly off. A missed touchdown to Tez, missed passes to Egbuka. Egbuka didn't even look fully healthy from the hamstring. I think he may have come back a little too soon. Luckily, we have the Saints this week and then a bye for everybody to kind of get healthier and then come back after the bye. No Bucky, no Godwin. Yeah, Hassan Reddick got hurt during the game. It's just injuries piling up on each other. For some reason, we weren't able to contain Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs had a game, 75-yard rushing touchdown, 40-yard receptions. Like, I don't know, for some reason we can't cover running backs in space. Savasi Dennis isn't fast enough. Devin White wasn't fast enough. Levante David isn't fast enough. But I mean, come on, bro. It's like you're playing zone. Okay, you're susceptible to middle crosses and tight ends coming across the middle. But these running backs, they're starting to key in, especially receiving running backs. If they get the ball and they know they have so much space, they shake one person into the house. That's what all the teams are going to do. So we need to cover that. We had chances in the game, and I feel like some of the plays they were really siding with the Lions. They lost to the Chiefs last week. This is a game they have to win, just to prove that they're still one of the good teams and not collapsing before our eyes. I get it. But that interception that they reviewed gave them 100 seconds to challenge it. 300 looks at it and give them the ball. Okay, I understand that. But then the second one where Otten dives for the first down. They say he fumbles, recovers the ball, and it's a first down. They challenge the fumble, so it's not a fumble, and they just call it. It's like they're doing little things to obviously help them win. They went off in the first quarter, went up fast, 14-0. And we started stopping them, and they couldn't really score after that. And we were making plays. Tez Johnson with an incredible touchdown. We were making plays towards, coming back. And I don't know. This stupid shit happened. It's a lot of dumb shit started to happen. And I don't want to say the refs are rigging it for them, but I don't like how that went, man. And now everybody wants to say Baker's not in the MVP contention anymore. We're not a championship team anymore. We're too injured to do anything. Like, we're not going to play the Saints and have a bye to get healthy. And then, I don't know. They're so fucking fickle. That's why I never really like for these talking heads to ever be on my team side or like my team, because they're gonna flip the next week and talk shit if they lose or little things happen to where they're not on a undefeated championship track. Oh, now they're the worst team ever and they don't deserve to be talked about. Like, it's kind of fucked up. But anyways, we lost. I didn't predict that right. You know that. Houston at Seattle. Houston lost to Seattle 27-19. I don't know what's going on with Houston. They just can't catch a break. Seattle gets lucky. They turned the ball over like 4 or 5 times and still were able to win due to CJ Stroud not having no protection and couldn't make any plays. Nico Collins got hurt. The running game is trash. Woody Marks doesn't really know what he's doing. Nick Chubb is not Nick Chubb of the past. So I don't know what's happening over there, and I don't want D'Amico Ryans to get fired, so hopefully they turn it around soon. Get him some help somehow, make some trades, because it's not looking good for Houston. But yeah, I got a good amount of those right last week, right, y'all? Hopefully I won y'all some money. If you did, hit me up, you know what I'm saying? I'll put the Snapchat or the Cash App somewhere up there if you want to bless me a little bit. If not, hey, it's all good, man. I try to give y'all a little bit of advice. Of course, this is not guaranteed winning gambling advice. I'm just letting you guys know what I would do or reasons why I would pick these teams and why I would pick them. And you know what? Let's get into week 8. Let me tell you guys who's playing and who I'm going to pick real quick before we get into a commercial break real quick. So Thursday we got Minnesota versus the Chargers. Pretty good game. They're in LA. Chargers favored by 3.5 points. I got the Chargers in this one. There's no reason for me to go for Minnesota. Usually I'll pick Minnesota, but I don't know why. I don't know. Today I wanna pick. Let me just make sure. Yeah, the Chargers are at home. That's why I want to pick the Chargers. Let's go, Justin. Keep it going. We got to keep a little ahead of the Chiefs. The Raiders ain't gonna catch nobody, but the Broncos got Bo Nix. They got both of the Oregon quarterbacks in the division, so I ain't really mad at it either way. They got Troy Franklin over there on the Broncos too, so I'm not mad at it either way. Just I want you guys to keep the lead in the division and make it hard for the Chiefs to get up there. You know what I mean? So I got the the Chargers to beat Minnesota at home. Buffalo at Carolina. Buffalo's favored by 7.5. I got Buffalo on that one. No explanation needed. Giants at Eagles for the rematch. I think the Eagles are going to get the victory in this one. They're going to get their revenge. They're favored by 7. I think they'll cover that. What else we got? Let's see. We have the Patriots at home against the Browns. I got the Patriots. They're favored by 7. I think Drake May keeps it going unless the Browns defense can really mess up the mojo of the Patriots. I think the Patriots will keep it rolling. That quarterback play over there in the Browns. I know Dylan Gable's an Oregon boy, but I don't know. It's another one of those franchises where it's just ghosts somewhere running around, black cats running around where they can't get right. So I got New England. The Bears at Baltimore. Baltimore's favored by 6.5 points with Lamar Jackson coming back. Hopefully some pieces on that defense coming back. I think this is where the Bears lose. They're not going 5 in a row. I got the Baltimore Ravens in this one. Cincinnati Bengals at the Jets. The Jets are bad. And Joe Flacco with the Cincinnati Bengals, I think they found some new life. The offense is humming. And I think the offense will be able to score enough points to where the defense doesn't look as bad, especially playing the Jets. They'll probably make that defense look like all-stars. I don't believe in the Jets at all. And I really hope this is Aaron Glenn's first year, so I know he's not going to get fired, but this may be the game that Justin Fields gets benched because he's probably not going to do too well. I had was Miami at Atlanta. Man, I hope Miami wins this game. Falcons are at home. They lost in depressing fashion last week. I don't think Miami has it in them to beat the Falcons. So better is let you know this is pure bias, and I'm never gonna pick the Falcons to win. So I'm hoping the Miami beats them in an upset, and them being mad about last week and it being warm. They'll be in the dome, so hopefully Tua can make some plays inside the dome. Who else we got? 49ers at Houston. Houston, man, the 49ers are injured. You guys have a good defense. You should be able to stop Mac Jones. If you guys can't beat the 49ers at home while they're injured, it might be a wrap. It might be a wrap, man. They may have to, I don't know. CJ Stroud, bro. This is the one you cannot lose to an injury-riddled 49ers team at home. So I got Houston in an upset. Tampa Bay at New Orleans, favored by 4.5 points. I got Tampa Bay for sure. We're going to bounce back from that Lions loss with the vengeance, man. New Orleans is tanking. Alvin Kamara is all they have as long as we lock down Spencer Rattler. Don't let him run, and don't let no big plays over the top. I think we're good. All DBs are healthy. They really ain't got no receivers. I got the Buccaneers to win this game and go 6-2. Tennessee at Indianapolis. Indianapolis is favored by 14.5 points at home. I don't think they'll cover like that, but I think Indianapolis will win. A lot of jobs. Well, all the coaches and GMs got fired over there in Tennessee, but man, it's a self-reflection time for Tennessee. If the people on the team want to be on the team next year, they got to perform. They got to win a game. I think they already won a game, but you know what I mean. You got to win. Dallas at Denver. This is going to probably be one of the best games of the week, man. We'll see if Dallas can do what they're doing to everybody against Denver's defense. Denver's going to be at home. We'll see if Bo Nix can start early and not have to win late like he did last week. Get some momentum, take a grasp of that AFC West. I got the Broncos over the Cowboys in this one. Green Bay versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. The revenge game, the Aaron Rodgers revenge game. I got the Packers winning this one, though. Pittsburgh lost last week. I think the defense of the Packers will get after Aaron Rodgers and make it a lot tougher than the Cincinnati Bengals did last week, and they lost to the Bengals. So I think the Packers will win that game. And then Monday night, the Commanders play the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, the Chiefs are going to be playing the Commanders without Jaden Daniels, Deebo Samuels, and McLaurin will be back. But all the weapons are back for Kansas City. They have a full defense. Everybody's on their side. The vibes are up. Everybody thinks they're back to being the Super Bowl favorites in the AFC. The odds are up for fucking Patrick Mahomes to win MVP now, even though they're 4-3. Like, it's crazy, man. And I don't want it swing back that way. I liked it when it was a jumble over in the NFC, and the NFC was better than the AFC, and everybody was talking about the NFC. And I know it's kind of a lull after the Bills lose to the Panthers, and Lamar Jackson hasn't been playing. Joe Burrow is out. A lot of the powers in the AFC are kind of down and out right now, so it's only right that the Chiefs come back because the Broncos aren't playing pretty. The Colts, nobody really believes in, and nobody wants to believe in Daniel Jones. So, yeah, all the bettors, Vegas, and everybody thinks it's the Chiefs' time to come back, but not me. But Kansas City, I do think they're going to win that game. There's 6 buys, so there's not that many this week. But to recap the teams that I picked, I got the Bills over the Panthers. I have Philadelphia over the Giants. I have the Patriots over the Browns. Ravens over the Bears. Cincinnati over the Jets. Miami over Falcons. Houston over 49ers. Tampa over New Orleans. I have the Colts over Tennessee. Broncos over Dallas. Packers over Steelers. And I have the Kansas City Chiefs over Washington. But yeah. let's get into our first commercial break. But that's NFL. Hopefully your teams won. If you're in the NFC South, hopefully your teams all lose next week, and hopefully they didn't win last week. Everybody in the NFC really hope y'all lose. For real, for real. If you're the Chiefs, y'all go ahead and lose too. But that's NFL week 7 and 8, y'all. Every week I talk about NFL, recap last week, and then talk about the weeks in the future. You know what I'm saying? That's how I like to do it, but that one's kind of long-winded, so we'll get into a little commercial break right now. Come back, talk some fantasy, some more sports, and get into this Tron review for y'all. So, little Friday episode, little something for y'all. It's the Best of Bias Podcast. It's Lydell Dinero. It's episode 261, and it's season 4. So don't go for long. We'll be right back. It's the Best of Bias Podcast. Yeah. And we back. What's up, y'all? You missed me? Let's get back to this bias, baby. So, what are we talking about next? We're talking about a little bit of fantasy, probably. Because we won in fantasy this week, baby. Ain't no games out here. Shout out Bo Nix. Shout out Trey McBride holding it down for the injured squad. You know what I'm saying? Caribbean to next week. Sorry, CD's nuts, man. I had to, you know what I'm saying, put you back in your spot, Mr. Double Time last place. You ain't beat me. What the hell you think you was gonna come in there and walk all over me because you was 3-3, bruh? I'm 1-5, nigga. I'm 1-5. What you want to do? And I came in and did that. I won 155 to 115. 155. We standing on shit. Well, not really shit, but we standing on shit though. My bench had a whole bunch of points, had me worried, but Bo Nix came through and saved your boy. Shout out Bo. I would never say anything bad about you again, brother. You can take a week off. Hit me with a cool little 17 piece or whatever you want to. Like get a little 30 if you want to, but I appreciate it, man. 10th place, man. 10th place beat the 8th seed, 155 to 115. Cam's Catering coming in at 11th place, beat the 6th place. Jet 2 Holiday had a week, 136 to 125. 7th place Armpit lost 78 to the 3 seed. Hot Boys 124 to 78. 4 Shenanigans, 4th place Shenanigans won against Primetime Pope, 134 to 5th place. Primetime Pope 130. 9th place Sean's championship team won 128 against the 12-seeded K-Swag, scoring 111 points. In the 1st place, Jordan Love Island won 176 over the 2nd place Josh Darnett, who had 171 points, man. It's getting really, really close now, man. K-Swag, I'm sorry, brother. 0-7. I don't think there's hope for you to make the playoffs. I'm not even gonna lie to you, brother. I think it's over. But I'll go over the standings right now. Jordan Love Island, 1st place at 6-1. Josh Darnett in 2nd place at 5-2. Hot Boys in 3rd place at 5-2. Shenanigans 4th place at 4-3. Primetime Pope in 5th place at 4-3. Jet 2 Holiday in 6th place at 4-3. Armpit in 7th place at 4-3. CD's Nets in 8th place at 3-4. Sean's championship team is 3-4. I'm 2-5, coming back swiftly. Cam's Catering is 2-5, and 12th place is K-Swag 0-7. See that 4-3 jumble right there? I like that. I like that a lot. They can lose a couple more games, and I keep rising. Keep rising. I can get into that 6 seed, man. I see it for myself, man. We'll get healthier. I'll get Omarion Hampton back. I'll get Bucky Irvin back. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully Jacoby Myers gets traded to a team that actually uses him and not on a team with Geno Smith. So I feel like we'll be in the right spot sooner or later. Yeah, man. I was down and out, man. When it's like whenever I play their worst players on their team, well, not the worst players on the team, but the players that don't do nothing all season have their best games. Chase Brown don't do nothing all season for him. 12 points against me. You know what I mean? Keenan Allen, average all season, 37 points. Like, what the fuck is going on? Not luckily, but Jaden Daniels got hurt his hamstring, and he was out halfway through the game. If he would have kept playing, the fantasy guys was looking out for me, because if he would have kept playing, I probably would have lost, bro. And I cannot afford to lose any more games. 6 games left, man. I'm still in 10th place. I got to win every single one by week 14. But stay with me. I'll keep updating you guys weekly after I talk a little bit about the NFL. You know what I'm saying? I got to keep you guys informed about that. But yeah, man, it's one of the things I like to do. It's my secret passion, man. Besides beer pong, I like to say it's the second best thing I'm good at besides podcasting as well. I know y'all love how I do this shit. Y'all like my shirt, by the way? I know y'all probably seen it before that you're Nesky repping. And with the beanie, it kind of hit though. You kind of hit special today. You feel me? So shout out to my stylist. You feel me? But yeah, back to the news, man. That was fantasy. Basketball opening day was yesterday. We saw OKC get their rings, open up the season against Houston in a crazy game. If you know me, I don't care too much for OKC because I think they frauds, man. We took them game 7 injured, you know what I'm saying? If we had the right, they beat Indianapolis injured, you know what I'm saying? If if we was in that thing fully healthy and had the squad we have right now and we're deep as we are right now, last year we had no subs. This year Maul looks like he's healthy from the beginning of the season. We're meshing together really well. You know what I'm saying? I think we have the requisite pieces to compete with OKC, but it's not about us right now. They got their banner dropped. They won their rings. KD on Houston for the first time was an interesting thing there, man. I don't think they're going to be as good as everybody thinks personally, just because their team isn't rounded out. They have a lot of pieces, don't get me wrong, but I think they're using them wrong. They're trying to run an all big lineup: Jabari Smith, Kevin Durant, Adams, Shangoon, and Amen Thompson. There's no shooting there, and there's no point guard there. I mean, Amen Thompson is a good, I don't know how I feel about him as a distributor, but he's a great defender and a good slasher, not a great shooter yet. The only shooter really is Kevin Durant, and I don't know if he can really create his own shot anymore. I think he kind of needs a little space to, if he's not backing him down, turn around jumper in the mid range, his 3-point shot, it takes a little bit to get off, and he needs to be open, or he needs to, a screen or a couple of dribbles to get open. So him just bringing the ball up and creating a shot on his own isn't really what's going to happen. And we saw in the game that Reed Richards, what's this guy's name? Reed Shepard is going to be their impromptu point guard and try to be the guy they use to handle the ball and pass it to the weapons they have. But it didn't work. He ain't got no handle. Wasn't able to get past nobody. Jabari Smith just wants to stand in the corner. Steven Adams is not going to shoot. Shangoon ended up having 37 points because he's the guy. I mean, if he's got, expanded his game, he has a 3-point shot now. But yeah, I wouldn't rely on Shangoon to be your top scorer and score 37 points a game. They did go into double overtime, so that's how I had 37. Not hating at all, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. Operating as Shangoon as your first player doesn't scream championship team to me. And it was kind of controversial too, because during the first overtime, KD did call a timeout with no timeouts, which is a technical. Refs didn't call it. Everybody saw it because we have cameras, replays. OKC saw him do it. The coach saw him do it, but they didn't call it. He went to the second overtime. And then SGA was able to do his thing, get to the free throw line. And yeah, where they ended up winning on ring night. OKC still looking good. Houston, it's going to take some getting used to. They'll be good, but they'll probably have to make a trade for a point guard somewhere because without Fred VanVleet, it kind of looks clunky. OKC versus the Lakers, no LeBron, skinny Luka. The Lakers didn't look ready, man. The Warriors are, they're both, well, not really. Lakers so much so are old. They have LeBron, he's old. But the Warriors, Hal Horford, Steph, Jimmy Butler, Draymond, bunch of old guys infused with a bunch of young guys. We saw half the season with, not even half the season with Jimmy Butler, but after trade deadline with Jimmy Butler, saw what they were able to do in the playoffs, and they made it really far, and they did really well. We never know what was really going to happen if Steph didn't get hurt, in that Houston series. But I think it was after the Houston series, right? They beat Houston. Yeah, I think they beat Houston. But anyways, I think they got hurt in the Minnesota series. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, them being that old, and I think they're kind of a little bit more used to playing with each other, playing together, rather than Houston. They have vets that know how to get to the hoop, how to draw fouls. Steph is Steph. Draymond is going to play that defense and get in other players' head like he's supposed to do. You know what I mean? Jimmy's going to get to the line and make back cuts, be open because they're double teaming Steph. And they know what to do. They know what their role is going to be. They know how they're going to play. Lakers kind of running around. I don't know. Their defense didn't look too good. It looks like they need LeBron to be that stabilizer, to be that other option. Luka had 43 points. He was doing the Luka thing, but that's how he was on on Dallas. One player doing everything and bringing the team along with them. And I think Dallas is better than this team. You know what I mean? So Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, DeAndre Ayton, these guys, Marcus Smart, these guys aren't going to take you over the top. So this is just going to be the exact same team, not exact same team, but the same level of team that you had on Dallas when he was complaining, and they made the finals with a team like that. You know what I mean? So it's going to be an interesting season for the Lakers. The Warriors did their thing. I don't know how much I believe in the Warriors as far as going to the championship, but I mean, if they make the play-in, I know they can beat anybody in the play-in, and if they are a lower seed, they have enough experience in the playoffs to beat anybody that's an upper seed in the playoffs. So I wouldn't doubt them that much, but I don't think they have what it takes to stay healthy and make it all the way through a playoff to win the championship again. It might sound like hate, but that's just me. We play the Warriors tomorrow, so we'll see how the Nuggets match up against them in their home opener in that home environment. But we're gonna see. It's gonna be a long season, NBA is 82 games. So we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see a lot of new teams, a lot of new competition out there. The West is stacked. Like I heard him say today, I think Richard Jefferson said, man, a really good championship caliber team is going to go home in the second round because that's how deep the West is this year. The East, you can just walk all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, especially with injuries to Halliburton and Jason Tatum. Philadelphia and the Knicks and Cleveland just have to stay healthy and handle business, and they can be the top 3 seeds easily in the West. Orlando and Detroit may have a little something to say about it, but everybody else, yeah, it's pretty safe. It's just that West out there that everybody cannibalizes each other and just knocks each other out. But season's gonna be cool. I can't wait for it to start. It's been good so far. Everybody else is playing right now. As I said, I'm watching the Spurs and the Dallas Mavericks play right now. A bunch of games. The Memphis is playing the Pelicans today. We had Philly versus Boston. So a lot of good matchups to start the season, and a lot of showcase for these young players to become the face of the league, man. We see all these older players transitioning out or just joining the Clippers. So, all these older players will be transitioned out of the league sooner than later, man. LeBron may be last year, this year, next year. And then you'll just have the Kawhis, Chris Pauls, James Harden, Kevin Durant's. And then everybody else the older players are going to be Kyrie, KD, or AD, Jokic, you know what I'm saying? That'll be the older crop of players. So, man, we're in the twilight of some of these superstars of the past, and I don't know if we'll ever see it again, man. Talent has changed a lot. Younger players bringing in a different type of basketball. A lot of good players, a lot of experience, but I don't know if they'll be as great as the ones of past. You know what I mean? So enjoy them while they're here and enjoy the basketball season because we here, baby. Sports Equinox, yeah. Speaking of Sports Equinox, we have the World Series. I know I don't talk a lot about baseball on here, but especially when the Braves aren't doing good. But the Dodgers are back in the World Series against the Blue Jays, who haven't made it in 30 years, man. The Mariners blew it. They were supposed to be in the World Series against the Dodgers for their first time ever, especially after the trade deadline. They made all those trades to, be a contender that everybody thought they were going to be after making those trades. And they had a lead on Toronto. I think they're up 2-0, and they let the Blue Jays walk them down, take the series. Kind of disappointing. Yeah. Julio striking out on some bullshit, and yeah, Blue Jays. I don't really care about that. And then Dodgers, me personally, you don't want to hear what I think. I sound like a bitter fan. It's just, bro, baseball is just crazy this year. Before the season started, once the Dodgers got all the players that they got with the unlimited payroll, I just knew it was kind of going to go this way. And with the Dodgers bullpen being injured, players on the team being injured in their ups and downs all season, people kind of forgot about it and kind of had some doubt that the Dodgers would actually just walk through everybody and win the championship again. And yeah, after Shohei Ohtani, 6 scoreless innings, 10 Ks, 3 home runs, them winning the pennant like that, yeah, It reminded us what they did in the offseason, what Otani's about. Everybody was talking about Otani's having a bad series. Is he going to actually show up and do something? Well, he did. And the Blue Jays, it's a good story. First time in 30 years. You guys can rehash the Kendrick versus Drake with the LA and Canada thing. But, bro, they might get swept. And this, I don't know. For TV's sake, they may have the Dodgers lose a game, but like Dave Roberts said, man, they're gonna keep ruining baseball. I'm not gonna say ruining baseball because we sat there and watched the Warriors do that whole shit with KD for a couple of years. So you know what I'm saying, if we're not gonna say the Warriors ruined basketball, we're not gonna say the Dodgers are ruining baseball. So I just think it's really unfair, and they should put a salary cap on some shit like that because who wouldn't want to play in LA when they have unlimited money and a whole bunch of other good players when you know you're going to win? That's just knowing they have unlimited payroll and all the money in the world and what aren't like the Walmart family are the owners of the fucking team. Unlimited money. That should just be collusion in general. Just knowing that the team has that much money, you should, I don't know, and unlimited availability, and you can defer your payments to where you get paid under the I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, and I sound like a hater. And I know there's a lot of Dodgers fans out there that gonna think I sound like a hater, but man, so it's Braves on mine, nigga. So you can call me a hater if you want to. I was on a cruise ship, everybody watching the Braves and Phillies. Fuck Phillies too, so I didn't really care who won. But whenever there's a place where everybody's rooting for the same team, there's just something in me that be like, go for the opposite, go for the opposite. That's kind of how I pick my favorite teams too, if you know who I like. But man, good luck to both teams. Whoever wins, if they can tie and just everybody go home, nobody wins, I'd be sick. But whoever, whatever, whenever, however. Cinema Corner Task Finale. The Task Finale was kind of good, man. It was kind of a slow burn for me because not really much was happening, but shit was happening. You know, all the shit happened at the beginning, and then the suspense throughout the middle of the season was kind of, oh, is Brett gonna get caught? Actually, spoiler alert. I haven't done a good job of doing this before I went to go talk about shows and stuff. Spoiler alert, I'm about to talk about these shows, bada bang, bada boom. So if you haven't seen Task, if you haven't seen Tron, I'm about to do a Lydell style review of both real quick right here. So, come back for the end where I'll let you guys know some updates and stuff, but I'm about to talk about it right now. But anyways, yeah, Task was good, man. It was interesting, short series. I don't think they needed season 2. It was nice, short, and sweet. Basically, his name is Billy, right? Anyways, this dude named Billy, at the beginning, he was a trash man, and him and his homie were just kind of working, and we see that they are kind of doing something sketch, kind of scoping out a place. And they go to this place and they go and take their trash and they find some drug cooking items in the trash to kind of confirm that this is like a house that cooks drugs. So what they were really doing was kind of scouting houses to go up and rob. You know, these biker gangs in town are cooking up drugs and they are hitting the houses and stealing the drugs and the money. Basically is how it starts. So basically the homies find where the house is and they decide to put a plan together to go rob this house. They bust in the house, 3 homies masked up, gonna rob the biker gang. But of course, the people in the house are strapped up and are down with the shit. So they jump in there, tie up the people that are there. Oh, there's shit going, you know, there's money in here, there's drugs in here, grab it all, let's go. People that are tied up talking shit. Hey, bruh, like, y'all gonna get killed, you know, what the fuck's money this is, you know whose drug this is, y'all hella stupid, da da da. And you know these guys are kind of amateurish because they don't really tie them up good. They're going back and forth with the people. They ain't keeping them quiet. They're wrapping their mouths up or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Let them talk shit. So they're, you know something's going to happen. So basically, one of the other homies from the biker gang come over unexpectedly, and they hear the people yelling in the bathroom. They pull out guns and there's a big ass shootout. One of the homies gets shot. And the people, that are hostage, kind of get out and start going crazy and trying to fight the guys with guns. The guys with the guns end up smoking the 2 in the bathroom and smoking the guy that comes in and shoots one of their homies. As they're leaving, they see a little boy come out of the room. It's like, oh, where are my mom and daddy at? What's going on? Let's see. As the robbers is like, do we kill the kid or do we? Because they already took off their mask and shit after just kind of, oh, what's going on? This shit just happened hella fast. Our plan's fucked up. Let's just chill. And the kid comes out and sees their faces and it's like, yo, where's my mom and daddy? It's like they went somewhere. They told you to come with me. Blah blah blah. So they take the kid. Lord behold, you know what I mean? Um, the little kid was, well, of course, it's just a little kid that was known to be one of the kids of the people in the biker gang. They stole the drugs, they stole the money. So the biker gang is after them tough now because not only did you steal the drugs and the money and kill our people, you stole this little kid. You know what I'm saying? But the little kid probably lived in a drug house, bad situations anyway. In the long run, it's probably a good thing that the kid is out of there. But you killed their parents, so in all actuality, you're not doing the right thing by taking this kid. Good thing that they didn't kill the kid, but they took the kid, which was going to start this whole chain of events that made the robbery a lot more complicated than it needed to be. You know what I mean? So Billy is actually a parent, has kids at his house, and the kids are being watched by his brother's ex-girl. Why? I'm not really sure. But his brother died. It was kind of known that he got killed. He was in a biker gang as well, and it was known, or Billy thinks that somebody inside the biker gang killed his brother over some jealousy shit, and he's trying to get revenge by robbing the biker gang and putting them through misery and trying to get back at them that way. So that's what pretty much the whole show was about. But this Billy guy doesn't have all his shit together. As the plan gets out of hand, he kind of freaks out and doesn't really know what to do now. He has all these drugs he's trying to get off and make the money for. But what does he do with this kid? This biker gang is not going to stop until they get this kid back. And then on top of that, the FBI is on their back as well because you have all these dead people and there's a missing kid. So throughout the show, we kind of deal with the morality of keeping the kid. The kid likes being with the family because they have people to talk to, kids their age, people that actually care about them, not just sitting up in the room at a drug house with a bunch of drugged out drug dealer family people. But then at the same time, Billy is trying to get this money and protect himself and his family from this biker gang and the FBI that's chasing him this whole time. And at the same time, he's trying to keep this from his brother's girl that's watching their kids as a parent figure, so that, they can stay out of it and they can eventually make some money and make a better life for themselves. The whole hood situation. But yeah. As you can imagine, shit goes down, people die. Billy's plan was really to sell the drugs, get the money to the family where they can kind of just escape and live a life, and then Billy get revenge for his brother by killing the guy inside the gang that killed his brother. To make a long story short, Billy dies in this situation, man. His plan goes awry when Mark Ruffalo, the FBI agent, figures out a little too much too fast. They kind of find him in the middle of him trying to execute his plan about get back. But Billy's not really a bad guy, so he talks to Mark Ruffalo, talks him down, finds out a lot about his family. And Mark Ruffalo, the FBI and the FBI agent in this movie or in this show is really important too because his life was deep, man. He had a wife who passed away after being murdered by the kid she adopted. They were foster family. He was a priest at one point before he went back to being an FBI agent. Him and his wife were really good Samaritans. They adopted this brother and sister, but the brother was schizophrenic. He had voices in his head and he was just crazy, to make a long story short. I guess one day he pushed Mark Ruffalo's wife, his adopted mother, down the stairs, killing her, and ended up going to a psych ward / jail since he's a little kid. And then already Mark Ruffalo has a daughter with his wife. That's his biological daughter. And then he brings in these two kids as adopted kids, and the adopted kid kills his mom or his wife, which makes the relationship really strained with the daughter and son that are adopted and the actual biological daughter. The biological daughter hates or resents the son for doing that because he's not really their blood. It's like you want to sit here, and the sister tries to, still be in contact and kind of, show some sympathy to the sister or to the real daughter. real daughter. But it's kind of hard for the biological daughter to even think about being, any kind of friendly with the sister after her biological brother killed her mom, which wasn't really her biological mom. So how can you really feel how I feel? Like, it's really deep. It's really deep. And this was on the other side. This had nothing to do with Billy and his family, who really the show was about. So just the juxtaposition between the FBI agent and Billy trying to execute his plan, it was crazy. It was a really good show, man. And it ended up being that one of the people on the task force in the FBI was working with the biker gang, tipping them off the whole time. So there's twists and turns, and the ending is crazy. Though I told you a lot about the show, I didn't really give away the ending. So I feel like you should go watch it yourself. It's out on HBO Max right now, and I guarantee you will not be disappointed. It's better than a lot of these things on Netflix. That's not to say Netflix is bad, but I'm just saying people are out here watching that Monsters Ed Gein bullshit. Go watch Task, brother. I'm telling you, you will enjoy it. You'll be thoroughly entertained, and it's only about 7 or 8 episodes, so it's not a long watch. It won't be crazy. Speaking of a long watch, let's get into Tron Ares, man. Tron Ares, I will tell you right now, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I'm a really big Tron fan, Tron Legacy anyway. I know people think it's a bad movie. I didn't see the one from the 80s, so I just came into Tron Legacy. I'm a big Jeff Bridges fan. I couldn't tell you the actor's name who played young Flynn in Tron Legacy, but I will tell you Olivia Wilde's. hmm hmm But Tron Ares, Jared Leto, man, you're never gonna beat the accusations, bro. You really went in there and shit on this movie. I feel like he said, I guess he had a really big part in the creation of this movie and the production of this movie, and I could tell it wasn't good at all, bro. I kind of already felt like it wasn't gonna be good. I didn't like the idea of bringing the grid out into the real world. I think that was stupid. Uh, that's just like any other movie, aliens coming to the earth, blah blah blah. It's too many plot holes in it. I feel like it should have been a continuation of Tron Legacy. Continue on that story. Continue on Tron. It's called Tron, and we don't even see Tron in the movie, bro. Like they went all they went. I get that they're trying to do a separate story in their own little offbeat Tron stories and shit like that, but the shit that I was watching, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know even why they called it Tron. 3D printing people from the grid. I ain't gonna lie, the lasting 30 minutes is cool. But the whole MacGuffin of going to find the context code to make you be able to come from the grid and live in the real world for longer than 30 minutes. I didn't really understand that too much. I didn't really understand the motivations of the number two to Ares, the girl. It's like, why did she kill the mom again? Like, and then once Ares got into the real world, is he gonna age? Does he die? Does he live forever? Does he just become a regular person? And why would he want to do that? Was the grid that bad? What was wrong with the grid? It, I don't know, man. It was just so much. It was so much more in the first one. Like the games on the inside, Clue trying to get the disc of actual Jeff Bridges to, actually bring the army to the real world. That was interesting. Bringing the army of programs to the real world to threaten the world and an army type of thing. Those motivations weren't even in this movie. Why were they trying to bring everything to the real world for? Why? Not until the end did they make some sense of it, why they were trying to do it. We can make fruits and trees and medical supplies and anything out of this 3D printer, and it's sustainable. It'll last forever. It helps the world. But are we going to really use 3D printed food from the grid? Is that really realistic? Cancer medications, like, huh? Like, I didn't really like the main characters. Like, what is this Eve, Jenna Eve? Like, what? Why? Why? Why can't we just have Flynn, the young Flynn guy, go back and be head of the company? And for some reason, they have to go back into the grid to do something. The grid turned into something else. Clue got out. Olivia Wilde's is there. We have to get Tron to help do something or something. Make it interesting, bro. For them just to have them create Ares and Ares go into the real world and gain a conscience. Like, what the... Like, what you could tell that was going to happen from the beginning. Were we supposed to believe that Jared Leto was going to say a bad guy the whole movie? Like, what the fuck, bro? This movie I chose to go see, and I didn't go see the Leonardo DiCaprio movie. Why not? I never know what that movie's called. I didn't go see The Long Walk. I haven't gone to see. What else did I haven't gone to see? A whole bunch of Smashing Machine. I feel like all that shit would have been better than this. I'm a Tron fan, man. I haven't ridden the light cycles at Disney World or wherever those shits are. Again, Jeff Bridges, I'm a really big fan of. So just for him thinking he was going to be in this movie at all just got me to the theaters. And he was in like 5 seconds of the movie. And he didn't say anything but, yeah, man. You're right, man. And they gave him the code right away, and then he just disappears. It's like, bro, where's Olivia Wilde? They show her at the end for 5 seconds, implying there's going to be another one. There better not be another one with you in it. This is not going to do well, bro. This is going to tank. And it's crazy, bro. The theater was empty, bro. None of the jokes hit. It was just really bad, yeah. The graphics are really good. I ain't gonna lie. Some of the shit that they were doing, like the underwater shit, the motorcycle shit is always cool with the light streaks behind it, the airplanes, the vehicles that they got. All that shit was really cool. It's just the acting wasn't really all the best. Um, the plot was just ridiculous. The motivations of the characters was just like, what the fuck? I was just like, why are we calling this Tron? Why are we calling this Tron? And like, yeah, I don't know. How many ways is there to get this fucking code? I thought they had to go find them on some go find them on some weird ass journey where there's hella entrance points into the grid. It's not, you don't have to sneak into a laboratory to get to the grid. It's like you can do anything. I don't know. I don't know. Go see it for yourself. Again, I wasn't the biggest fan, but you know, I support Disney. I support Jeff Bridges. Tron was a big part of my life. Tron Legacy, um, is very nostalgic. I almost passed out one time watching that movie. Not off a thrill. It's just some other shit. But hey, that's why it's significant in my mind. It's like one of my favorite movies, man. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm not even gonna lie. And I don't know the actor's name. But go see it if you would like. Also, I didn't talk a lot about music. Ty Dolla $ign's just dropped his album, Tycoon. Bryson Tiller, he dropped the second half of his album, Solace and Vices. I don't know if I talked about that when it dropped. Quentin Miller dropped the album right now. A lot of good music is out right now. And by the time this album dropped as well, there might be some new albums out right now as well. Go check it out. Support your local music artists. Support the artists in your phone. Because the music industry right now, man, is in a weird place. And if you want your music artists to stay around and still be interested in music, a lot of these artists are artists. A lot of these artists are starting music, getting big, popping off, and then dipping out. And that's becoming the model, man. So if you want this music to stay around, support your favorite artists any way you can. Keep the art alive. We don't want everything to be popping country out here. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to take our genres, take the culture away, but keep it alive, support. Don't hate on everybody. You know what I'm saying? And keep the love alive, bro. That's all I'm saying. And go to the movie theaters, watch some movies. More reviews and stuff coming soon. But yeah, I guess we to the end of the podcast. So I like to let them know where you can find me at. You already know where you find your boys. SAC_Lydell, SAC_Lydell on Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on Snapchat if you guys still use that. TikTok is Best of Bias all day. Well, it's just Best of Bias. Instagram is Best of Bias as well. And on YouTube, Best of Bias, where we post all these videos. Thank you, AKA, for like making me look fresh, for motivating me to get all this equipment, bruh. Look at us, bro. We advanced from the garage, from the stew. If you guys have been here from day one, you already know where we started. It's really rose from concrete type of situation. And we still elevating, got more shit in the store for you. I can't wait to let you guys know on a lot of shit we working on. bigger and better every day, every week. We try to motivate to be bigger, be better, keep you guys entertained. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and bell so you don't miss any new episodes. Please, please, please hit the like button. We trying to hit that algorithm and get put up there with all these other guys. We put in a lot of work to do these videos and these pods and get you guys this information. So I would love it if you guys could comment, like, subscribe, tell your friend about the pod and how hard we working out here, and hey, make this their favorite podcast of the fall too. So of the whole universe, you know what I'm saying? Keep it moving for us. Everybody who knows me, holla at me if you want to be on the pod, because you know the Best of Bias family always loves to meet the people that I know and the people that I fuck with, just because I fuck with the best people, you know what I'm saying? And I want everybody else to meet y'all. I know that some of y'all can be shy, but I know you got a lot to offer, and I know they're ready to receive what you have to offer. So don't be shy. Come on down to the Best of Bias podcast. And everybody who's been on, thank you so much. I love y'all. But I love everybody, man. Thank y'all for being here. Have a good weekend. Have a stress-free weekend. It's crazy out there in these streets. Stay safe, everybody. Love one another. And I'll see y'all next week, episode 461 in the books. 261 in the books. You know what I'm saying? It's 261. Season 4, Lydell Dinero, out. Where that theme song at? It's right here.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah.